Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video what we're going to do is we are going to be comparing the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So Apple released a bunch of iPhones. Let me just log into this guy, the Pro Max. So iPhone released 4 iPhones, but the only one that can compete with the Note 20 Ultra is the top of the line 12 Pro Max, which is $1,100. And of course, people are immediately going to wonder which one of these phones is better, Samsung's flagship or iPhone's flagship. Let's dive in, look at what's going on, and try to come up with an initial conclusion. And later we'll do a full comparison. Let's dive in. The very first thing I want to quickly talk about in between these phones is the price. So as you know, the iPhone actually kept the price low. The pricing on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, that's the highest model, is now $1,099, $1,100. Now the maximum price on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is $1,300. So the Note 20 Ultra actually is $200 more expensive than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. In this video, what I want to see is that extra $200 getting you enough goodies over the iPhone 12 Pro Max where we can conclude definitively that the Note 20 Ultra is the better phone, or perhaps it's not better anymore. Maybe they're on an equal footing based on price and the feature set. So let's try to see which one is better, at least in this preliminary comparison. Now, real quick, I'm going to tell you right away, the design of these phones, the Note 20 Ultra by far has the more superior design. It certainly looks more futuristic. It doesn't have a notch. It's got that little hole cut out, tiny cutout on the top, okay? And also it has a larger frame than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now the Pro Max, even though this is not the Pro Max right here, the 12 Pro Max, this is the 11 Pro Max, we still have the notch on the top, okay? So we have a notch on this guy. We don't have a notch on the Note 20 Ultra. So when you look at these phones from the front, the Note 20 Ultra definitely looks much more futuristic overall. There's no question about that. Now, the next thing I want to quickly talk about is the storage capacity. iPhones used to have minimum 64 gigabytes of storage capacity. Now, the iPhone 12 Pro Max starts with a minimum of 128 gigabytes, just like the Note 20 Ultra. So certainly that is actually good news for the iPhone 12 Pro Max, because for a lower price point, you're getting the exact same storage as the Note 20 Ultra, but the Note 20 Ultra does have the micro SD expansion option, so you can add more storage. You're not stuck with 128 gigabytes. But again, for me, the base storage is much more important. So seeing as how they both have 128 gigabytes base storage, I would say the iPhone actually gets a slight lead here. It gets a couple points for being cheaper and having the same storage capacity. Now, when it comes to performance, the iPhone wins, okay? It's got that latest A14 Bionic chip. Even the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is now the older model of the iPhones, is already faster than the Note 20 Ultra's 865 Plus processor, but the A14 is going to blow that out of the water. It's just going to have peak performance compared to any other phone on the market. There's no question about that. We cannot hide from that fact. And of course, they do have their benefit. Now, they don't have their benefit when it comes to day-to-day use. So making phone calls, browsing the web, playing a bunch of games, watching videos, that's not a big deal, okay? They both perform admirably. But when it does come to super heavy-duty games and also super heavy-duty applications such as editing 4K videos, not just one stream, triple streams at the same time, you can do that on the iPhone. But when you do these things on a Note 20 Ultra or other Android, top-of-the-line Android smartphones, there's always a little bit of a stutter and it's not as smooth as the iPhone phones. So overall, day-to-day performance, no big deal. But when you go nuts, you want to go heavy duty with video production and stuff like that, the iPhone is going to take the lead. The Apple ecosystem does produce better games overall than the Android counterparts, okay? So in that sense, the performance matters, but for most people, it's not a big deal. So I think in performance department, the iPhone gets a lead. Now, when you talk about the actual build of these phones, the iPhone is using some new materials. They're saying it's very tough, 4 times tougher than normal, but we'll see all about that. Overall, both of these phones, when you hold them in your hands, they just feel premium. Look at this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. When you hold this in your hands, you know that you're holding, by today's standards, $1,000 plus smartphone. They both have stereo speakers. They both have IP68 water resistance. So that's all the same right there. Now, when it comes to the display, the Note 20 Ultra takes a lead right off the bat. Well, first and foremost, I think the display on Samsung phones is always better than any other smartphone on the market. Samsung is the main manufacturer for displays around the world. They know what they're doing when it comes to displays. So the Note 20 Ultra has a 6.9-inch display. The 11 Pro Max has a 6.7-inch display, so you're getting more real estate with the Note 20 Ultra. But the Note 20 Ultra has a true flagship quality, the 120 Hz refresh rate. The iPhone still has 60 Hz. Today, at least on the Android side, to be a flagship, you gotta have 120 Hz refresh rate. The Apple iPhone doesn't. Now, it still feels smooth. The iPhones feel smooth regardless of the fact that they lack 120 Hz, but you will feel the difference. When I play with the Note 20 Ultra, okay, when I swipe back and forth, the smoothness of that 120 Hz definitely is something you can feel. At least most people can feel. Some people just don't care. With the iPhone, when I swipe back and forth here, I can see the stutter because I'm using the 120 Hz smooth scrolling on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So larger screen, less intrusive display with no notch, 120 Hz refresh rate. The Note 20 Ultra gets the win in the display department. And of course, when it comes to software, it's the same story. iOS versus Android, super customization versus limited customization. But iPhone does have a better app ecosystem, better games, more smooth and optimized apps overall, and also more exclusive games. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that to you, whether you like the iOS system or the Android system. But there's one thing the iPhone 12 Pro Max is not gonna match no matter what it does. That's the S Pen. The S Pen on the Note 20 Ultra is something Note owners love, and I'm sure it's appealing to non-Note users as well, including iPhone owners. It's something you just cannot replicate. You can use the S Pen as a remote control, as a sketching device, as a writing device, and you can also use it as a stylus to navigate your phone. You're fine. It's an amazing little tool that adds a new dimension of functionality to this phone that no other phone honestly can replicate. Now, I do want to do some real-life testing with the cameras, but I'll let you know right off the bat, the cameras, as far as photo quality is concerned, I think are going to be on the same footing. But when it comes to video recording, the iPhone is going to take the lead, okay? It's going to be, even the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I think, has better video recording options and quality than the Note 20 Ultra, not by a large margin, but a little bit. So in that department, the 12 Pro Max is going to win over the Note 20 Ultra. Only when it comes to video recording, I think the photo is going to be approximately the same quality. Consumers are not going to care too much. In all honesty, if you're not a serious professional photographer or a videographer, you probably won't even notice the video difference for everyday use. Now, when it comes to biometrics, the iPhone 12 Pro Max has the Face ID, works flawlessly. There's no question about that. I happen to prefer the in-display fingerprint sensor. It just has a futuristic appeal that I think Face ID simply cannot match. The Face ID on the iPhone is actually technologically amazing, but the technological appeal is not as crazy as a fingerprint sensor that's built into the display, under the display, invisible, but it scans your fingers. So in that category, from a personal perspective, I'm gonna give points to the Note 20 Ultra. That's an overall summary of the differences and what I think about them. Here's the conclusion. Again, Note 20 Ultra is $200 more expensive than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. They have the same storage capacity. iPhone has better performance. Note 20 has a better, larger display. Note 20 has the S Pen. And I think the iPhone 12 Pro Max camera is a little bit better. So looking at all these metrics, it seems like these phones are almost equal. But you're still paying a little bit extra for the Note 20 Ultra. So it's a really hard choice to make. But remember, the Note 20 Ultra also has a couple other things that the iPhone doesn't have other than just 120 Hz refresh rate. It does have reverse wireless charging. So you can use this phone, the back of this phone, to charge other products. The iPhone 12 is not going to have that. It has wireless charging and that new MagSafe option where you can magnetically attach accessories to the back of the iPhone, which I don't think is a huge deal, but it doesn't have the wireless power share feature, also known as reverse wireless charging. Now, both phones do have 5G capability. So again, in the past, Note 20 looked like it was the winner over the iPhone 11 Pro Max. That was my conclusion. Now it's a little hard for me to say because of the new features that the iPhone has inherited, on top of the fact that the price is still $1,100 as opposed to $1,300 on the Note 20 Ultra. But again, you are getting some extra stuff on the Note 20 Ultra that could potentially justify the price tag for some people. And let's not forget, the Note 20 Ultra, even right now, it's on sale for $1,100. For the exact same price point, the Note 20 Ultra would be better. No question about that. But seeing as how the retail price is $200 more, I would now put them on an equal footing. But I do want to let you guys know to stay tuned to this channel for a full and detailed comparison coming soon. Once the iPhone 12 is in fact released, I'll do a deep dive, complete, total comparison and tell you which one I think is the better phone. For now, I'm going to leave it at a draw. But drop your comments down below and let me know what you think. And for now, guys, have a fantastic day, all right?